Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and Fulham are a Premier League club once again. They weren't out of the top flight for long, with Scott Parker spending just 1 year in the Championship before toppling Brentford in the playoffs on Tuesday night. But where will they be in 5 years' time? Well, we've decided to use Football Manager 2020 to find out, so here is Fulham in 2025 according to our Football Manager 2020 simulation. Well, first things first, Fulham are a Premier League club 5 years on, and fantastically won promotion in 2020 just like in reality. Since then they've been on the up every season, until 2025. Year after year they've been getting better, finishing 17th, 15th, 10th, 8th, then 10th again in 2025. But who's been calling the shots? Well, the Collins are still there, continue to run a wrestling company, an NFL team and a Premier League football team, but the manager is no longer Scott Parker, who resigned in July 2024 to become the England manager. Taking his place is Croatian Nenad Bjelica, who in current day is the Dinamo Zagreb boss. They would finish the 2024-25 season with a 0-0 derby draw against Chelsea, so let's have a look at who was in the starting 11 and who else is in the squad. In goal was Thomas Vaclik. We kick things off with an ageing Czech stopper who's only just arrived at Craven Cottage. The 36-year-old joined for just £1.3 million from Sevilla in January 2025, and he kept 5 clean sheets in 14 league appearances, with one of those coming on the final day. Vaclik came into the team for Bruno Pereira, and it's a good job he did because Pereira was bloody awful. I mean, just look, my gran would get a better rating than that, and for some reason Fulham are now going to sign him permanently for nearly £3 million. Madness. Right back with Steven Sessegnon. The other Sessegnon brother who didn't flee the nest is still a Fulham player. He's been a consistent figure at right back ever since the simulation began. His averages aren't anything to shout about, which is why England haven't came calling, but Arsenal might soon enough. The Gunners are interested in a move for Sessegnon, who will cost a hell of a lot considering he's valued at £34.5 million. Arsenal are clearly desperate for a right back, as they also want Fulham's backup option Cody Drama, and even he's valued at £22 million. Centre back was ARITZ Elustondo. We've got an ageing Spanish defender starting on the last day, with ARITZ Elustondo struggling to nail down a place in the team ever since his £4.1 million arrival. He's been pretty underwhelming, but Fulham do also have Leo O'Connor, the real-life Celtic youngster who on FM has moved 3 times in 3 years to 3 different Premier League clubs. Christ, what a tart! Who knew Leo O'Connor was the local bike? Everyone's had a ride. Next up we've got Ben White. In this simulation, Ben White didn't stay at Brighton like the other one, but he's probably been equally as average or underwhelming depending on how highly you rate the Leeds promotion winner. He only cost Fulham £9.75 million, but I think that had something to do with the fact that Brighton being in the Championship. He's been okay at Fulham but nothing special, which pretty much sums up their defence completely. They've also got Valdemar Anton, who's a defender from Uzbekistan, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Left back was Owen Wijndal. God, this lad's even worse, 6.69 all season, shocking. And the fact he cost £16.5 million is ridiculous, and look at how much he's moved as well. He's more of a transfer slut than Leo O'Connor. 4 different clubs have spent big money on this Dutch defender, and it's fair to say they've all been let down. Speaking of left backs, Fulham have still got their playoff hero Joe Bryan, although he's on the transfer list for just £1.6 million. Shame on you, Fulham, don't you know what this man did the other night? Centre midfield was Paul Ferguson. We've got our first regen of the day. No, I'm not doing the regen alert thing, it gave me a bad head. But Paul Ferguson is certainly a player worth shouting about. He's 21 and cost £7 million from Fleetwood 3 years ago, and despite having the most average English sounding name ever, he's just had a wonderful first full season in the team. 5 goals and 4 assists, not bad for a kid. Next up was Callum McGregor. The Scot has finally moved down south, and in this Fulham team he often plays as an attacking midfielder. But today he was deeper alongside Ferguson, ending his 3rd season with a 0-0 draw. He's been decent in a Fulham shirt even though his averages haven't got above a 7, but he's getting goals and assists, which is what you want from a midfielder. When he's playing further forward, Frank Zambo Anguissa slots in, one of Fulham's expensive signings from 2018 who completely flopped in the Premier League. I wonder if they'll have another mad spending spree this summer. Right wing was Vivian Edwards. Isn't Vivian a girl's name, or is it like Alex where it can work for both? Anyway, Vivian Edwards is another regen, and this guy's actually down as Fulham's key player. The 20-year-old has burst onto the scene in the past couple of years, but his time at Fulham might be coming to an end. Edwards is a target for Tottenham, and it seems as though he wants to go. They should get good money for him, and maybe if he does go, Cy Benrahma will get another crack, who's just spent the season out on loan at St Etienne. Attacking midfield was ANDREAS Pereira. Man United fans hate it when this bloke starts, and I imagine Fulham fans on Football Manager feel the same. He only cost £8.5 million, but he hasn't been particularly great. If anything, he's getting worse. He can play all over the pitch but doesn't really do the business anywhere. Jack of all trades, master of none comes to mind. On the left was Harry Wilson. When you look at Harry Wilson, he doesn't really scream leader, does he? But he's actually the Fulham captain and without a doubt their best player. He only cost £10.5 million from Liverpool in the summer of 2020, and what a signing he was for a pretty small price. His past 3 seasons have been sensational in terms of goals and assists, which is why his value was soared massively to £59 million. And he's so good now that Arsenal want him. Christ, they want everyone at Fulham, don't they? And up front was THURAM. We end the video with a marquee signing and a strike who's made Fulham fans forget all about the fact they sold Aleksandar back in 2020 immediately after promotion. But THURAM has been great in front of goal since his £23 million arrival in January 2022 and has so far netted 46 goals in 116 Premier League games. Give it a few weeks, it won't be long before he's an Arsenal target as well. So that's Fulham in 2025 according to our Football Manager 2020 simulation. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time, we'll see you around.